Yo, what's going on, guys? My name's Bean. Welcome to the channel. And today, figured why not make a video on what I think to be the best and most efficient way to equip or build your gear, I guess, to get the most amount of combat class possible, or as much as possible that you can get, is mostly due to to get this account or combat class buff. And the max one right now is 4 million. So ideally that's what everyone should be grinding towards, to eventually hit this 4 million combat class, and then eventually 5 million, which will get added later down on the road. But yeah, as of right now, 4 million combat class, and if you hit this, you get an increase of hero HP by 12%, which is absolutely huge. Not only because that'll increase your HP of your characters by 12%, or whatever percentage you were able to achieve. Let's say you can only hit like 2 million for right now, then you only get an increase of 6%, but any increase additional that you can get is big. And the reason for that is because not only does it increase your HP by whatever percent you unlock, it also increases your combat class in general for your team or in your entire box. And mostly for your team, because for whatever, let's say for PvP or any like free stage or Fort Soldier stage, Tower of Trials, the more CC you have, the better your chances are of going first. And ideally in this game, if you can, you want to go first. Doesn't matter if it's PvP or any PvE content, so then you have a better chance of winning. But yeah, before I actually no, I'll tell you guys real quick, straight up right now, the best gear to run or best gear set is HP and defense. So there you have it. That's how you get the most combat class out of your characters and hit that combat class buff as quickly as possible, is running HP and defense. Before I go into detail though, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll be posting here pretty much daily. And make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. It also helps the channel grow as well. But yeah, anyways, HP and defense. Just to show you what I mean by that, as you can see here, you can see all the gear that is on my characters. Every single character has gear on. And I want to say at least 90%, if not more, have HP and defense. So yeah, scroll through this real quick. And as you can see, almost, yeah, around, I would say 90%, if not more, my characters have HP and defense. And some stranglers, whatever here, throughout here, might have attack, but that's only because I ran out of HP pieces, so I just had to give them attack. And do I even have enough? I'll just slap this on there. So let's just use Deanna as an example. As you can see, I just put a defense piece, and now she has attack and defense, which, don't get me wrong, you still get a nice increase to your stats and combat class in general over by using attack and defense gear, but you just get more from HP and defense. And let me show you why. So let's use a character, Escanor. He is a beast, and he has 52,141,000 combat class. Oh yeah, 52,141 combat class, and he has attack and defense on, and a pretty good gear set, if I do say so myself. 15% and 13% on the defense and 12 on the other defense, so it could use some work, but still pretty good, solid. And he has 52,000, which is very nice, respectable CC. However, if we go to my goddess Liz, she has 54,830. Let's just say she has almost 55,000 combat class, and Escanor has 52. So that's a difference of 3,000 combat class. And let's say you have decently built sets. For I don't have a lot of decently built HP and defense sets and attacks defense, but let's just say you did. You're like end game, like proper end game. That's an additional around 3,000 combat class each for every HP and defense set that you run over if you ran like a attack and defense. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 for every 5. So each slot or row gives 5 characters. So that's 15,000 combat class that you could be potentially missing out on if you run attack and defense for all your characters. So yeah, 15 of them, and then just look at how many rows there are. So you do the math, and easily probably missing out on like at least 100,000 combat class just by running HP and defense. If you did run HP and defense, but if you didn't, you would lose out on like, yeah, around 100,000 or so, give or take, depending on your gear, how high it is, how the rerolls. But yeah, and let's see, just show you real quick the gear, what I mean. HP and defense, HP, and real quick, actually a quick run through because it's not really that important, but these are all the different types of gears that you have on the side that are available to you in game that you can choose from. There's attack, there's defense, there's HP, there's crit chance, there's crit resistance, recovery, crit damage, crit defense, and lifesteal. And whatever number comes before the set means however many pieces you need to achieve the bonus. So let's just say you wanted to get an additional defense. You need 2 pieces of defense on your character at minimum to get the bonus of whatever the gear is. So for defense, you need 2 pieces to get 20% increase to your defense. And let's say if you want to attack, you need 4 pieces of attack to get 20% additional increase to your total attack. And so on. Let's say you want a crit damage, you need 2 pieces at minimum on your character to hit an additional 20% increase to your crit damage, and so on. You can mix and match. Just keep in mind that you only have a total of 6 slots on your character for gear. So the ring, you have the bracelet, the necklace, the belt, the rune, and the earrings. So you only have a total of 6, so you cannot, it's impossible to mix and match specific ones. So an example, you can't have attack and HP gear, which would be extremely amazing if you could. Well, that would be something if you could run that, because you need 4 pieces to obtain the 20% increase to your attack, and you need 4 pieces to obtain the 20% to your HP. So that'll be a total of 8 pieces of gear, and you can only run 6, so it's impossible. So you can still make a lot of combinations, but you can't make whatever you want. But yeah, generally you just want HP and defense on your characters to get that CC up. As you can see here, I currently have 4.7 million combat class, working my way towards 5 million as of right now, because eventually this will be increased to 5 million, and later probably in the future 6 million, 7 million, so on, but that's a ways away, so you don't have to worry about that. Just work on getting as high as you can, 4 million being the goal right now. And there also is UR gear. So UR gear is essentially when you max out a single piece of gear. So let's say, where is it? I have, alright. So as you can see, any gear, it doesn't matter what it is. It just happens to be, for me, I have a crit damage piece that I have maxed out right now. So you take whatever gear it is, doesn't matter. You upgrade it to 5-star awaken, which is the max, and then you take it to +5. And when you do that, you get the option to engrave. But if you don't know how to upgrade gear, very quickly, I'll show you. You go whatever gear you want, select on it, then you click on enhance. You click on this consecutive enhance button, and this AI pops up or screen. Oh, and then as you can see here, awakening tier, that's the number up here. So plus, you can take it over to 5, +5, and then you need to have a gear at +5 to awaken it to the next enhancement tier, they call it. So these stars, and the max is 5 stars. So let's say you wanted to upgrade a gear from 0 that has nothing on it to +5 and 5-star awakened. So you would need 15 of these 5-star awakening stones and 2.6, let's just say 2.7 million gold, and what is that, 710 enhanced stones. you do that. Unfortunately, I don't have enough stones to meet that, so I'll just upgrade to a tier 5 and Awakening. Let's see. I actually don't even have enough for that. Alright, so tier 1, enhancement 1. Do that. As you can see here, upgraded to 1-star awakened and +5. So ideally you want to do that. Upgrade your gear to max, and when you do that, it gives you the option to engrave. You go to engrave. And then here you can enhance, go to Merlin, and it's not just for SSR gear. If you want, you can take gear. Ideally what enhancing gear is, or upgrading it, is you take it to the next level. So let's say you have R gear, you would then upgrade that to SR gear if you want. But ideally you just want to use it on SSR gear, which then takes it to UR gear, which is the max tiered gear that you can have. It gives you the most stats. And as you can see here, Goddess Liz, she has a full UR set, and it doesn't matter for... Actually, she doesn't have a full UR set. I'm missing one piece. I think my Tarmiel has one. So real quick, if you UR all of the pieces, doesn't matter what it is, just UR all the pieces of it, doesn't matter what the combination is, attack and defense, HP and defense, doesn't matter. You will get the same bonus from having a full set of UR gear, which is you get an additional 598 to your attack, additional 296 to your defense, and an additional 5,981 to your HP. So considerable increase to your combat class and your box in general. And UR gear boosts your combat class and your box by around like 3,000 or so, 2,000. So there's that. But yeah, very quick run through. I did not really go in depth on the different types of gear, just that they're there basically. They don't really matter. Besides, the main bread and butter I would say is HP and defense. And if not, you can use attack and defense to get the second highest combat class possible. But you can ignore whatever. You can ignore this if you want. You can build whatever you want. If you want to build like triple crit damage or like HP and lifesteal or whatever, you can do whatever you want. Have fun. But I'm just saying, if you want to have the quickest and best way to get this combat class buff, ideally you'd want HP and defense. And just work on your gear, making it better, increasing those sub rolls or sub stats. If you don't know what that is, real quick, that is when you click on gear and then you go here to change stats. It's these things, different options depending for order of gear. Just click on this and you'll be able to see different options available. But in general, you'd want to run attack for your attack pieces, attack substats, defense for your defense pieces, and HP for your HP pieces. As you can see here, max HP per rolls on my HP, max attack rolls on my attack pieces, and I'm working on my defense, so ideally just put all defense, all the same. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Just HP and defense gear over attack and defense, but you can just run whatever you want. But I would recommend HP and defense to get that, not to get, just to help you get to your goal quicker of getting that 4 million combat class buff. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.